Hello and welcome to another episode of Fun Maths with Alex. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make another few flexagons that I talked about, when did I talk about them last video? And they are these. You can actually make both of these with the same sheet of paper, so I'm going to be teaching you how to do that. And I also set some riddles. I'm going to be giving you the answers that I was looking for to those riddles. First, I'm going to show you these. These are hexaflexagons. This one is a lot more interesting looking than this one. I'll show you what I mean. This has got a 1 face here and a 3 face on the back. And if we fold it the correct way, there we have our 2 face there and our 3 face at the back. And then if we do the same thing again, we fold it and we open it up, we have our 1s and our 2s here. So there and there, and this just sort of keeps going and going. So I'm going to teach you how to make this, and also this one. This is another flexagon. This has well, we'll colour this one in blue. If we have blue here, and then if we go around, we have black here and white, and another white with a crease in it, another face, and then we're back to blue again. And this will keep going round and round and round and round like that. I'm going to teach you how to make these. So these are called flexagons, and the reason for that is because they are shapes that move. These are both hexaflexagons because they are hexagons. This is a 4-fold hexaflexagon because it has 4 faces. This is a 3-fold hexaflexagon because it has 6 faces. So it has 3 faces, and they're all hexaflexagons because they look like hexagons. They have 6 sides. So we can do this with both of these with one single sheet of paper, and I'm going to show you how to do this now. Now you're going to need very accurate folds with this, so I've got a ruler here to help me with that. We're also going to need a little bit of glue for this to work, and you're going to need some creativity when it comes to a little bit later on drawing. So what we're going to need to do first is fold a piece of A4 paper in half. Fold a piece of A4 paper in half long ways. So we have it like this, we fold it like that as if we had, like, we wanted a book, and we're going to just make that look. There we go. I'm going to make that a nice sharp fold. Now what I'm going to do, just so you can see it, is I'm going to use a pen to mark this fold. You can see it anyway by, but I'm just going to make it even more obvious by putting Sharpie dots along it like that. Hopefully you can see that fold on the camera. And then what we're going to do is we are going to imagine that we're making a really weird shaped paper aeroplane and fold these 2 corners into the middle. So that lies flat along that line there. Again, nice sharp folds. This one lies nice and flat along here, so that we have this weird sort of shape. Now I did say there was going to be a lot of folding in this episode. At least I did last time. And then I'm going to turn it over and fold this up so that we get it flat along that edge here. And we want that to be as level as possible. And you're going to fold it nice and tight. So we now have what looks a bit like a hat. You can unfold this bit, and we're going to cut this strip of paper off. So this strip of paper here is going to be making this one, and this bigger bit is going to be making this one. So we're going to start off with the smaller one, and then we're going to finish off with the bigger one. So what we need to do now, you can either take some scissors and cut along this line, or if you fold it tight enough, you can actually just rip along it like so. There we go. So this is what we need to make this smaller one, and this is what we need to make this bigger one. So we're going to put this aside for now. We're going to come back to that later, and instead we're going to focus on our little piece. Now it's actually too wide for what we need it for, so what we're going to do, we're going to fold it in half again, and you want this to be nice and level. So you want to really take your time with all of these folds. Because they're moving, it's very important that all of the folds are nice and sharp and nice and crisp. We're going to do the same thing in the other way, like this. So as you can see, we've got sort of like this shape here, and we're going to cut down the middle so we have a strip of paper. Now you could use scissors again. I'm just going to, in fact I think I might use scissors this time. So we're just going to cut very, very carefully along this line here. I'm going to fold it. So you want to cut nice and straight, nice along that fold that you've made there, so that we have a nice long strip of paper, like this. Nice long thin strip of paper. And this you can make two of them. These are the same width. So you can make two hexaflexagons if you want to with this. I'm just going to make one. So what we're going to start by doing is folding a little corner along one of these edges here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this ruler on here so I can do it fairly accurately to the corner. Perfect. And I'm going to dot it with the Sharpie marker, so you can see on the camera where you need to fold along, something like that. So you just fold along there like that. Then what you're going to do, you're going to lie it down, and you've got a point here, and you've got another point here. You're going to bring this point and fold it so that it lies flat. You're going to fold it so that this point lies flat along the edge of the paper, and fold like this. So we're going to turn it over again, and we're going to take point here so that this line lies flat along the edge, like so. And we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to fold it like that, turn it, fold it, turn it, fold it. And what we're doing now is we're making lots and lots of equilateral triangles. Now while I'm doing this, there's three types of triangles. You might have learnt this at school. There's equilateral triangles, which is where all of the sides are the same length. There's right angle triangles, which is where one of the triangles has a right angle. And there's another type of triangle whose name I've completely forgotten, where all of the sides are different lengths. These are equilateral triangles because they have the same length sides. And just keep going until you get to the end of your paper. We're going to need our scissors in just a moment because we're going to be cutting and we're going to be sticking. So this is the easiest of the ones to make. There we go. So first thing we need to cut off is this little section that we initially folded. So there's our original fold, and what we're going to do is just cut off the section that I'm going to highlight in blue. So we're going to cut off that section there. And then we're going to count our triangles. So we want 11 triangles. So this is, here is one triangle, 2, 3, 4. What I'll do is I'll put some Sharpie lines on here so that you can see more clearly what I'm on about. We have a line along here, a line along here, a line along here, a line along there. What I'm doing is I'm just marking where the folds are. I'm going to number my triangles like so. So you can see that's where our triangles are, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want 11 triangles, so I'm just going to count 11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we're going to cut off our 11th triangle. So we have a bit of paper that looks like this. We're then going to take the triangle that's at number 4. So 1, 2, 3. This is our fourth one, and we're going to fold it behind triangle number 3. We're then going to go 4, 5, 6, 7 and take 7 and fold that behind again like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and put it in front so that it's hiding the one triangle. And then we're going to turn it over and we're going to glue, I'm just going to mark in black. We're going to glue that bit to that bit. So we're going to glue this black bit here to this black bit here like So take some glue. I've got this weird Frit stick pen. Frit stick will do fine. You can, if you do 9 squares, you can just tape the edge along here. I think it looks better glued personally. We're going to fold that over there. I'm going to stick it. I'm going to hold it until it sticks. And this is now your finished Flexagon. The way it works, fold it so that you get a point come here, and then you can reopen it again to a different face. You fold it so that you get a point in the middle. This is still drying on the glue, so we'll leave it a bit. So you fold it so that you get a point, and then you open it again, and then you fold it to a point, and then you can open it again, and it changes where it opens each time, and it can just keep going and keep going round and round and round and round and round. So that is my least favourite. This is the next one that I want to do. This is another type of Flexagon. This is a lot more in depth. So we need our piece of paper that we folded earlier. This is now, if this was 1, this would be 2. That is how this works. So we need to do a lot of folding here. So we're just going to reinforce this fold and unfold it. And now we're going to fold it up as if it was like a hot dog. So I'm going to put that here. Fold, fold. Now make sure these are really sharp, very tight folds, because in fact actually it will make it easier for you a little bit later on. If you, each time you fold this, you fold it back in half on itself as well. Now these have to be very accurate, very neat fold, just so that it works a little bit easier a bit later on. This is our first fold. Nextly, we're going to unfold it. So we now have a fold that goes along the middle like this. Hopefully you can see that on there. And what we're going to do, we're going to fold the top corner and the bottom corner up and down to that line there, to that dotted line. Make sure again it is as accurate as you can possibly make it. Nice tight fold like that. And again, top down to the bottom, nice sharp fold like that. Perfect. So now what we need to do is we need to fold what's called a grid on here. So we're going to turn it over so the flaps that we've just folded are pointing downwards. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use my ruler and this be sharpish to show you where we're going to fold. So the first fold is in half. I'm going to use the blue one. So we're going to fold it. What I'll do is I'll fold it and then I'll mark where it's folded so it's a bit easier for you to see. So we're going to fold it in half long ways. Now this should already be folded, so this should just be reinforcing a fold that you made earlier, and unfold it. So you've just folded along this line here. So that is our first fold like that. Nextly, you're going to fold your corners into that middle fold like this. One corner into the middle fold. I'm just going to do this so that I can see where the fold is, because the blue is making it difficult to see. Corner, one edge, maths thing, and do that into the middle like that. Again, make sure nice sharp folds. I would suggest folding in both directions because it makes life a lot easier a bit later on. Nice sharp, neat, crisp folds, both directions like this, and we have just folded along here and unfolded as well. Along there and along here. Right, so we now have 4 squares. Now what we want to do is fold these squares in half. So these ones are easy. We fold this edge to the line that we've just folded there, and again fold both ways because this will make your life a lot easier a bit later on. I'm going to put another mark on here where we've just folded, and the same on this side. Fold here and fold the other way as well. Makes your life easier. This is going to go here like that, and that is where you've just folded here. So we now have 2 more folds to do. We need to fold these ones, so we're going to take this edge and fold it to this line here. So there should be 2 folds still visible. we're going to crease along there, and again both ways like this, and the same thing on this side. This edge goes to here, fold it there. So we now have from earlier a crease going along the middle of the piece of paper, cutting it in half. That's from earlier, and we've just folded here and here. So we now have a grid of folded squares. This is what we want, because we're going to be folding along these diagonals now. Now each diagonal we're going to be folding along, I'll draw them in and then I'll fold them, because I'll show you one or two. So we're going to fold along this diagonal here. We're going to fold, go down one and across two. We're going to fold, down one, across two. So down one, there we go. We're going to fold along this diagonal. We're going to fold down two here, down two there, so it goes at exactly the same angle along this diagonal. We're going to do the same thing along this diagonal, which takes us to the corner. The same thing along this diagonal, like this. We're going to fold along all of those lines, but then we're also going to do the same thing but in the other direction. So we're going to fold along here, fold along here. Basically what you're doing now is joining the ends up so that we get loads and loads and loads of diamonds here. I made a mistake here. Yes, I have, sorry. Folding along here, this is going to this one, sorry. So ignore that. So we're folding along. I've missed one, I know what I've done. Right, we'll start this side again because it's a bit clearer. We have our fold along here, which connects to that end. Then we're going to go up to that edge. So we're going up one, we're going across two. So it is this fold to the middle that we're going to go along, which looks, yeah, that looks better in my head, right? So it's that fold there along there. So there, across two. So it's this fold here that we're doing. Whoop. Then we're doing, see, it's complicated. I said this middle goes to the edge over here, this fold, and that fold there, which I did initially. So it's slightly complicated. You should have a grid of diamonds. I'm going to highlight the diamonds that you should see in black. So we should see that diamond and this diamond like that. And there should be like a diamond in the middle. So the best way to fold this, I've found, is to get a ruler and to line it up with the edges of your fold, your corners of your folds here, and fold along the line like this. Bend back over the ruler, take the ruler away, make it nice and flat, turn it over and fold the other side. Now while I fold all of these, I'm just going to pause the video. So halfway folded, I thought I'd show you what it looks like. I folded along all of one set of diagonals. I folded both ways along the diagonals because you want these, that will help you a little bit later on. But just so you can see what we sort of should have, it should be folded sort of like this. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folds have been done now. In fact, you can see probably better there where we've folded, like that. I'm going to do the other side now, back in a second. Right, so all the folding is done. We have got some diamonds now here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take it and we're going to fold it around itself. And what we're going to do just first is just check to see if there's an end smaller than the other one. It doesn't look like there is. So what we're going to do, we're going to fold this, put this side of paper or this side of paper inside each other. So basically, if we look at our grid here, these 4 squares are going to go inside of these 4 squares. So we want the bit of paper that has got the fold on it from earlier on the inside. So we're going to fold it around like this and shove the bit of paper there inside the bit of paper here. And you want it to go all the way in. Nice and flat, nice and level. Like this. If it helps, if you think it's a bit easier, you can cut the two ends off the bit of paper that we've stuck in the middle, the two squares at the end of the bit of paper that we've stuck in the middle off. Now this is almost finished. We're going to do a little bit more folding now. So if you can see here, we've got like a line that goes up the middle here. We're going to take that line and fold it in. Now we've already folded a lot of diagonals, so this will just very nicely, very easily fold along there. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. We're going to fold that up and fold it in like this. That gives you one bit of your hexagon. Keep that folded. The next one is here. Oops, here. So we're going to fold those in like this. And we're going to do our third and final fold here. And here. Like that. So we now have a load of folds like that, as you can see. Let me just try and fold these as flat as I can. Fold those flat there. Perfect. These fold flat. Oops. Right, perfect. Right, now what we have is some hexagon shapes, and I'm going to pause it for a second. So we have our hexagons here. Now we're going to try and get this as flat as we can. So we're going to fold that here. We're going to have to fold this bit over like that, so we get a nice hexagon shape. And then what we're going to do is squeeze these points of the hexagon down. And again, these points here squeeze down. These points here squeeze down. And that's it. Now all you have to do is push, and very slowly you'll be able to rotate it. Let's go this way, there we go. And you'll be able to get faster as the creases and the folds become more and more worked in. And what you can do is you can draw a picture on here, you can draw a picture on here, you can draw a picture on here and a picture on here, and you'll be able to rotate through them. So you could draw like pictures of Pokemon evolving, you could draw pictures of houses or suns, you could make stories with them. So yeah, all you have to do is keep folding it like this, and the creases will work themselves into the paper. Go both ways if you want to. The creases will work themselves into the paper, and it will be able to go and fold forever and ever and ever and ever. So thank you very much. That has been my video on Flexagons. It's about half an hour long, so what I'm going to do is give the answers to the puzzles next week. If you do remember the puzzles, I had the 10 coins in a triangle. You had to move 3 of them to make the triangle upside down. There was the 3 circles that you had to connect with 3 lines. The 9 circles that you had to connect with 3 lines. There was in a square. There was the 9 dots in a square that you had to connect with 4 lines. And the thing that I forgot to mention last week is you cannot take your pen off the paper. So that is the constraint there. 4 lines, you cannot take your pen off the paper. What else was there? And there was also the 3 houses and the 3 power companies, the power company, the water, the gas company, the water company, and you had to connect all 3 of them without crossing the wires. So this has been a slightly longer episode than what I planned, but hopefully you've got something from it. Please do make your Flexagons. These are a lot of fun to play with. Please do come back next week because I'm going to be giving you the answers to those riddles. Also, if you want to see some more non-stop kids things, there's me doing science and maths on here. There's people doing magic, there's stories, there's someone teaching Makaton, there's learning how to bake. There's now interviews with entertainers on here as well. There's so much cool stuff that is going on. Please do come back, keep coming back. Have a look at what we're doing. Thank you very much. I've been Alex Foden. You've been wonderful. Thank you.